What's up, YouTube? It's time to get ill with another knife video. This is the Quiet Carry Large. I got this a couple of weeks ago, and man, it has hogged my pocket for the last 2 weeks. It's the knife that I carry when I go to the office. It fits nice in a pair of dress pants. It's real light, real thin, just disappears. It's a great concealed carry knife. It's got a dark clip to it, and it rides pretty high. And sometimes I'll just stick it in my pocket entirely and not use the clip, and sometimes I'll use the clip. But regardless of it, this has definitely seen a lot of time, pocket time, and I've used it quite a bit, to open packages and not extensive use because I don't do a lot, right? I'm not working in the factory. I'm not working in a loading dock, ripping open packages all day long. But, as a daily user, I've definitely broke down several boxes, opened up several packages, and this thing is a slicing machine. I just love this knife. And, I have the smaller version of this knife that I've used for a couple of years. So it's pretty much the same knife, just a larger, dimensions to it. But it's just as thin as the smaller version. It's got all the properties, same steel, same construction. Well, anyway, this knife came in perfectly centered, but, I've been flipping it like crazy because listen to that here. Check this out. Wow. Been flipping it like crazy, and the pivot worked itself loose a little bit, and it's off-centered, which is typical of a knife. So this is nothing to say anything bad about this particular knife company or brand, or this knife itself. But so I figured, what, I'm going to go ahead and center it, and then I decided, let me take it apart for you guys, see how simple it is to take this knife apart. So first time I'm doing this, got my little tool here, and let's just do it. Let's just get to it. We'll take this thing off here. All right. And this is a T8. These are all T8. I just want to make sure I get them started. Okay. And this has got the Chicago style screw, so it's screwed on one side. Let's just see. I think I'll probably need to take off the pocket clip, but oh, that fell out easily. Yeah. That one's in pretty good. Oh, I bet you that's going to be a pain in the butt to get in. Come on. Oh, I don't really need to take it off. Let's just see now. It should just pop out. Yes. All right. So there we go. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy. I'm just going to leave that screw in there. So there's the inside of the titanium frame. It's got the weight reduction cutouts in there. The lock bar insert is LC200N. It says it right there. You probably can't see it. But so this is a rust-proof steel also. It's a nitrogen-based steel. And I don't see a ton of wear and tear here. I'm telling you, it's been flipped about, so many times it's not funny. All right, and I got my favorite oil. This is a gun oil, Rem oil, but I really enjoy it because it leaves like a real slick film on my knives, and it just really works very well. It repels water. I don't know, just works really good, and it's, not real expensive. I think, the prices, like if anything, has gone up. I think I just bought this again for like $9. All right, let's see what do we got here. I don't really see too much wear, even though I've been, like I say, flipping this 1,000 times. Doesn't look like much has happened there. Just going to lube it up a little bit. Take off any kind of metal residuals. Oh, okay, it's got a D shape, so this is how it keeps this pivot from spinning. It's a captive pivot because it's not rounded. Okay. These did not pop out, which is good. I don't need to see them pop out. All right, not a lot going on here. Just wanted to check it out. So that's about it. I'm just gonna move this up a little bit. Put some of this oil in the metal. This stuff here is titanium, nothing to worry about there. Well, that's it. All right, so one of the things is I want to take it apart, take a look at it, and then I'm going to put some blue Loctite in there, lock it down. Now I could polish these washers, and I don't normally like to do that. I just like to let the washers, work themselves in. I like to try to keep the orientation the same. Naturally it will wear down the high spots in it, and I don't normally like to mess with that. Just let nature take care of itself. Just gonna wipe this down and get some of that metal shavings off of it. So I'm trying to keep the same orientation. Okay. So this was that side. I'm going to forget. I'm going to mess this up, I'm sure. All right. And you can see how the detemp ball has scored the metal a little bit. You can't really feel it, but it's definitely, you can see visually it's scored it. I could feel a little tiny groove in there. So that's that one. And here's this one. I'm just going to go and clear it up, clean it up a little bit. Not a whole lot going on over there. Okay, so that washer goes to this side. There we go. And that's facing upwards. Try to keep the wear pattern the same. Okay. There you go. I'm not really going to put a lot of lube in here at all. Okay, so I'm just going to put this down there. That goes on here. I got big fat fingers. If I was smart, I would put tape on this knife here, but I don't plan on doing too much to this. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Put some tape on there. All right, there you go. Got that in there. This is facing up on this guy. Bang. Now the hard part's probably going to get this screw back in there. Well, let's see. And I got my blue Loctite. I like this stick. It's not as sloppy as the liquid. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna see a little schmutz in there. Clean that out. For being carried in my pocket, and like I say, a lot of times I just stuck it straight down into my pocket. There's hardly anything going on here, which is good. Okay. Really not a lot to see. But the good news is you saw how easy that was to take apart. Okay. For the time being, I'm just going to put this in here. Without any Loctite, just to hold it in place so I can get this back guy in there. I wonder if I was going to put some Loctite in there, but I'm afraid to take it out. I bet you that's a big pain in the butt to get back in. But of course, I just said that and I'm already curious. What's holding that clip in? It's just from being in there for so long. Oh, there we go. All right, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna put some Loctite in there because I don't plan on taking this knife apart again. It's got phosphor bronze washers in there. Now that I'm thinking, I'm not going to Loctite this one because this one was not loose, and I'll just Loctite that one. So after all that trouble of getting it out, now I'm going to try to put it back in, and hopefully I don't regret that decision. Of course, I got big fat fingers. I'm just hoping it falls into place. And these are titanium, so they're not... Ooh, I need to put this back in place. There we go. So they're not allowing the tool to stick to it. Okay, try not to get annoyed. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. All right, let's get in here. And there we go. And then I hold the back side of that Chicago style screw. Get it in there until tight, and then just a little extra. Don't want to strip it. And then this puppy here. Yeah, I'm not going to put Loctite on this because I don't. We'll see. If they back out, I'll open it. I'll put Loctite on it. But this is the one that I'm concerned about. All right, so that's back in there. Take this puppy out. This nut doesn't have oil on it. And it didn't use any Loctite. There was no Loctite on this. So, and that's common. But I'm going to put some in. Not a lot. Just don't like it backing out. There we go. Little dab. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. Don't really need a ton. We'll do it this way, and then if I need to do more of it another time, I'll increase the amount of it. But typically you don't have to. You just want to keep it from slowly backing out. And there we go. Whoops, pardon me. We're going to close the knife. And it's rubbing, so I was going to close it and watch how it pulled it over. But, okay. So there you see it's over to that side. And we'll just tighten it, and And there we go. It's just moved. I don't know if you can, let me move it closer. Move. Trying to, there we go, on the camera. And now that's perfectly centered, but it might be too tight. Oh, that's funny. I opened it up and it uncentered it. There's no play. Wow. Why would that move so much? I don't know. It's a mystery. Oh, where are we? There we go. All right. It's nearly centered. I just want to see how tight it is. Okay, it's not that tight. Okay. I would say, you know what? I'm just going to play with it. That might be just perfect right there. It looks like I can move it over just a tiny bit to be absolutely perfectly centered. That's pretty darn close. Let's just see what happens if I move it a little bit more, if it becomes too tight. See if I'm in focus. All right. Definitely not as loose, but it's hydraulic. You know, won't be able to flip it down, but I've been opening it and closing it like this. Excuse me. Been opening it like this. I see that's still a little tight. All right, I'm just going to loosen that a little bit. Just a hair. Bang. That's a hair. Let's see. That's nice. Yeah, I don't expect it to fall shut. And is it centered? Yes. See, that's perfectly centered. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is just let it dry and play with that tomorrow. So today it gets rested. Yes. Man, I love this knife. I highly recommend this knife. It's a great EDC knife. It's rust proof. It's Vanax steel. I mean, check out the unboxing I did of this knife, and I did a 30-minute video on it, so I got a lot of details in it. But this is one of my favorite knives because I have the smaller one, so it's not like I just got this knife and all of a sudden it's my favorite knife. It is a larger version of the same exact knife that's just slightly smaller. I think it's maybe an inch or half an inch smaller, and it's overall, I mean, in its closed length, and it's a taller blade, so it's a, you know, it's a slicey knife. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's slicey. It's just the same knife essentially. The only difference is the smaller one has a huge finger choil where I can put my finger in there. This scale is much larger, so my whole hand fits on there. With a little bit of extra, and it doesn't really need a finger choil. But you know, some people love the finger choil. I mean, to me, it doesn't bother me at all. This is just an EDC knife. You know, gonna open a box, open up a frozen foods, you know, to eat. And if I'm camping, I'll definitely use it to eat my food, prepare my food, slice an onion. It's a great knife. Listen, all right. So you see how easy that was? It's a great knife. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm doing this for the love of this. This is a completely unbiased knife review station. I'm not funded by anybody. I barely get any viewership. I mean, I'm doing okay. But, you know, it's not like anybody's beating down my door to try to sponsor some of their products. So you're getting a completely unbiased view. I tend to like these nicer knives. So if you haven't noticed, most of my knives are some of the better knives out there before you get into that custom category. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you on the rebound. Later.